All right, let's welcome the team of Crushers GC. Captain Bryson, I'll start with you. You come into the final event of the regular season, sitting third in the standings. With Dean's win last week tightening the race for the podium, how are you approaching this week? And are you keeping an eye on any of those players who could challenge you for a top 3 spot?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, it's great to be here. Second off, I put myself in a solid position for the podium. I've done it for the past few years and want to finally get on that podium. That'd be awesome to do. And I had a chance last week to, win and have a chance to win the overall, but it didn't happen, and it is what it is. But this week, focused on my own game, hitting the best shots I can for the team, and hopefully getting on the team podium as well.
Just on the team, Crushers are currently second in the team standings. All 4 of your guys are currently safe in the lock zone heading into this week. What does that say about the strength and depth of this team?
Yeah, that we're we're pretty good. That's why we built this team, and that's why we were able to play so well this year. Proud of the boys for how they competed all year, and would we have liked to have won more? Yeah. I think each one of these guys would have wanted to win an individual title, and maybe that's this week. Albeit we'll all give each other a tough bout for it. And I think ultimately that's what makes our team so great, is we're trying to win. Each person's trying to win every single week, and they have the ability to win each and every week. That's why it's so special. That's why we're who we are. And I couldn't be more proud of the way that they have worked their butt off and grinded to be the best they possibly can be. So, yeah.
Paul, you've had a solid season. You're 12th in the standings, your best finish being the T2 in Dallas. How would you sum up your year so far, and what would it mean to break into the top 10 this week?
It's been an interesting season because I came into the beginning of the year after off a surgery in September on my right toe, big toe. And so a lot of unknowns coming into this year, getting through the beginning half of the season. I was actually just happy hitting the golf ball the way I was and able to compete. And it's interesting how quickly then that changes and your goals shift. And so I think you've seen if you look at my results, how things have kind of escalated in the last few weeks, because I'm truly now fit. It's kind of frustrating. We're kind of coming to a close. I'd like to keep going. But still haven't won out here, which is, a goal of mine. But I'm really happy with my game. So it's mixed. Deep down, I don't think I'm ever satisfied. That's kind of, part of my makeup. So I got one more opportunity this week to kind of, try to fix that if I can and win. And then obviously my attention is going to shift very rapidly into next week with the team, because you asked Bryson the question how, the team and our success this year. But I think right now we most of us, or certainly from my angle, I would give up even another team win this week in order to be successful next week as a team, because having tasted victory as a team, and then we got dispatched last year by the Ironheads pretty swiftly. I think we've got unfinished business.
Anabon and Charles, sort of a similar question for you both. So you're 23rd and 24th in the individual standings, just within that lock zone. How much is securing that top 24 spot this week on your mind, and what would it mean to achieve that this week? Charles?
Oh, well, I think what's on, or at least my mind, I can't speak for Bond, is just to play good golf. And, it's weird to think actually there's only one more event left after this. Season seems to wrap up really quick, with 3 in a row. And, obviously want to play great as an individual and a team this week, but I think obviously our focus is probably on the team championship next week. After having won one of those, and man, that's a really cool feeling, right? And so I'd love to do that. 2 new venues this week and next. Golf course here is awesome. It's actually in very good shape. Played it a couple times, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be a great finish to the individual season, obviously this year, when Bryson gets a win this year and tries to make things interesting on that, right? So, but no, and it's I think our teams all played awesome golf this year, and want to keep doing it.
I can't get number 1.
Exactly.
No, that's okay though.
Maybe you can finish second.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Hang in there. Yeah.
Anabon, same question for you.
Yeah, if I look back at my season, it's been up and down quite a bit. I started playing a little bit better in the middle of the season, and then I've just kind of felt like I've taken my foot off the gas the last few weeks. So I take my performances very seriously, very personally, and my goal this week is to just get into contention on Sunday. I kind of know where I sit, inside the lock zone, but my thoughts and my focus is just on, playing my best this week, sticking to my processes and my goals, and all those things that I've done well over the last few years that have allowed me to, be competitive and get into situations or positions where I could win. And that's literally the only thing on my mind for the next 4 or 5 days. I don't have to talk about my teammates. They're phenomenal golfers, and our record shows that we know what we're doing. So, my focus remains firmly on what I need to do and how I need to contribute to the team, and that's by playing my best golf. So that's literally the only thing that I'm thinking about. And then, like Paul said, it's going to be an overnight shift. You go to sleep on Sunday, and on Monday you don't play for yourself anymore. So that's going to be interesting. We haven't had the best record the last few years, so that's something we want to change. But yeah, whatever comes. Just staying in the present right now.
Awesome. Over to you, Mike.
Bryson, do you remember the top speed you got to at the Speedway when you made the visit a few weeks ago?
Oh my goodness. No, it was close to 200 something miles an hour. I don't know, something like that. It was close to 200 miles an hour from what I remember. Can't specifically remember what it was, but it was around there. And
what's the fastest you've been in your own car?
I can't say.
Because I've been at a pretty good speed.
Sometimes, no. I'm safe though. I'm definitely safe.
Well, the reason I asked is I was just curious if it gave you a feel for what your golf ball might.
Oh yes, yeah. No, that's the truth. I mean, when it's upwards of close to 200 miles an hour, like, what's crazy about those cars too is when you're turning corners, you feel like you're just going straight into the wall, and then all of a sudden you hit into the ground, like the aerodynamics and they push the car into the ground, and you feel the ground even more. And it's like, it's something I've never experienced before, and I didn't know how to describe it fully. But it's a feeling of, you almost get more stable the faster it goes, which is really cool. Because when we went out of the chute, like we're tail whipping the thing, and it's not, and then all of a sudden it just locks down, and that's part of the aerodynamics of it, which is really cool. And it just gets my physics brain going, which is really cool. And but just to experience that, I mean, that's honestly for me a once in a lifetime experience. I don't know when I would do that again. I mean, I could try to do it again, but I'd also like to go up in a jet. That'd be fun with the Thunderbirds or something like that. That'd be another one. I'd probably throw up, but it'd be fun.
Can you take anything like that when you do something like that to drive and use it? Somehow figure out a way to benefit your golf game?
I'd just say from like a mental state, like the focus level. I'm not driving the car, so if I was driving the car, it'd be even more heightened. But obviously going into fight or flight mode, I could sense that sort of adrenaline hit you get from even just the guy in front of me being a driver, of knowing, okay, I got to turn now. Every single second matters, and it's the same thing on the golf course. Like when you're checking the wind and hitting a golf shot, like every single second matters. You've got to be very attentive to your environment and what you're doing. So I think I can relate to it like that. Outside of that, I don't know how they keep focused for 4 hours in their own way driving a car. It's just crazy what they do, yeah.
And for you guys, I'm just curious what you think the most Bryson thing Bryson has done this year.
Play good golf.
Well, what a great question, by the way.
Charles for mayor.
Paul, what do you got? I know you got something. Here we go.
I'll take a rain check on that. I'll give you an answer. I'll follow up at some other point.
All right, Bond, come on. Give him something good. Give him something good.
Why?
What? I mean,
okay. Now you stop talking. Now,
there we go.
All I'm going to say is flash back to Mexico where he played really well. And we were playing at altitude and the ball's going 1,000 miles. And he's just got the biggest smile on his face because he's driving it great. He's hitting his shots and it's not moving much. He's like, this is what I want. I want my golf ball to always fly at 9,000 feet. I'm like, Bryson, you realize how stupid you sound when you say that? He's like, no, I know I can do it. And then he goes to Korea where it's super humid, sea level, and he wins. And I said, now you realize how stupid you sounded. But well, now he's got a golf ball that does something that he wants. Just to give you an example that he does Bryson things where he is able to perform at 9,000 feet at sea level, but his brain never stops. And it's almost like, there's nothing you can do. But then that's how these new products come out. So that's hats off to him for developing constantly. Whether he needs it or not is another question. Right? Because I just gave you an example.
I need a lot of help, Bon. Okay.
No, but that's a different
Okay. Great. I am testing or just messing around with the Tour Professional 100 today. As a 30-year-old golf ball.
That's exactly what he needs. He needs a 30-year-old golf ball.
We
See
played
what I
that
mean?
in college, Paul.
That's exactly what he
college.
needs. Yeah, 30 years old.
That was college.
1995.
What was the first golf ball y'all played with?
I think
Well, you couldn't get hold of Torballadas. Torballadas were like gold dust. I'm old enough to remember 162s, wrapped up, penfolds wrapped up in paper. That's
No
how old I
way.
am. Persimmon drivers.
Wow.
When was the Tour Prestige? Was it after the Tour?
We've gone off the rails here.
Yeah.
No, that just showed me how old y'all are. It's great.
I don't know. Some of you, I don't know. You guys saw me playing with a persimmon driver at JCB practice rounds.
Oh,
Did
yes.
you see me playing
Yeah,
that? Yes.
so that was cool.
I'll give you another perspective.
Sounds good.
I grew up in India where you couldn't get golf balls. So the nicest golf ball I could play with was a Top Flight XL.
Oh, wow.
Nothing wrong with it, but you couldn't get anything else new. We had to actually wait for pro tournaments to come in. The old pros would leave their golf balls, and then we'd go and buy it used.
No
That's the only
way.
way I could get a decent golf ball. Just to give you
Wow.
a completely different perspective of, this is not good enough for me. That's how I grew up.
No, it gives great perspective. Thanks for kicking me in,
Good.
You know what,
Stay that way.
I don't know how to follow that.
It's perfect.
I did want to ask you about the team championship format, because you guys have had a bye each of the first 3 years. Obviously, we've changed the format. Just wanted to get your reaction to that.
Yeah, I think it's a team championship. The best team is going to be the team that plays. I mean, it's no secret, the best that week, and even that day, right? Like, it's a day-to-day sort of thing. It's not the culmination of a years-long work, which to us is like a little, I think it could be different, but it's 1 week, and we have to go into it with the mindset of, okay, this is just another tournament. We've got to win. It's a little bit of different rules. Let's just go win. Match play, it's a different animal, different beast. We've got to focus our mindset into. I go a little more aggressive. I'm not sure how necessarily the others play, and I let them do their thing. That's how I lead. How I try to lead. But for us, it's just a bit of a different mentality, and this year, not having a bye, I think is fine. Hopefully, we can over a percentage basis we can win, because we are better than most out here. Hopefully, we don't get kicked to the curb like last year. But for me, I'm totally fine with it. It is what it is, and everybody's got to play under the same rules. We just have to play better than others.
I will add this, throwing my memory back to Doral when we won, that Sunday round where everybody's shots counted, the stroke play element was one of the most nerve-wracking rounds of golf I've ever played.
Yeah.
And that's over 25 years of doing this, and I go back to that, it was quite exceptional how that kind of, the pressure was there. And comparing that to all the events I've ever played, where that pressure just isn't the same, plain and simple.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we want to, I want to win less this week compared to a team thing, but there was something about that week that was just piled on the pressure, because if I screwed up, it affected everybody, and the outcome was very important to us. So the match play is different. You've got to be aggressive. You got to eliminate mistakes. A match play is match play, but the stroke play element on that Sunday is pressure packed, and it's fascinating.
I think also that golf course too. Like, you knew you could make a quadruple bogey very easily on that golf course, and it was a flip of a switch. You're now dead last, in that area. So I think that's what added to it as well. But we all wanted to win. We all wanted to show that we are the best team, and we did.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Paul, you've had a kind of incredible track record on Pete Dye courses throughout your career. Does this course remind you of any of the other ones you've played in the past?
It's interesting because I haven't found a railroad tie yet. It's like they ran out. He's used them all up around the world or something. I'm a big fan of Pete Dye. It's sad he's no longer with us. But I've been for me, he's been my favorite modern architect. I think my first exposure to him was back at Arizona State when he had designed the Carsten Golf Course there in Tempe, Arizona, which unfortunately no longer exists. And that's a part of the game I like to study. I read, love the books. Going back to the kind of I was a big Harry Colt fan, and I think Harry Colt would have loved Pete Dye design. I love the tricks he plays. He's big on his optical illusions. You'll see a lot of them this week. Bunkers that, look like they're close together and not. They're staggered. There's a lot of room out there. He loves to kind of create a tension on a tee shot. He scares you on a tee shot, and then you get down there and actually things open up. He hides a lot of he hides stuff. Some water features out there you don't see off the tee. It's really clever stuff, and all the way through his career, he's designed incredible golf courses, and this one's fascinating. Yes, it's around the houses, a bit more maybe country club, but it's no less of a golf course. So you're going to see a great test this week, and maybe it's not the longest golf course you're going to see on paper, but I love it. I think my record speaks for itself, and so I'm looking to play well on this place.
Does this course remind you of any of the ones you've played in the past, like River Highlands or Sawgrass or what?
Yeah, I mean, you can throw in the River Highlands and places like that. It even reminded me, I don't know who designed Nashville. Where did we go last year? But just that feeling around the houses. I don't compare it. I tend not to compare it to other golf courses, other than you can see the traits. Other than this is a lot more rustic. This is more organic in style. The water out there is, as I say, it's not flanked by the railroad or the railway sleepers, as I would call them, with the sharp edges on the fairways that we typically see in places like Florida, where he's been prominent. This will catch guys out. It's kind of unassuming, and the rough this week is gnarly. If you know his architecture and you can figure it out, I think you can be rewarded.
Thank you. And for Charles and Anirban, you guys are both kind of right on the borderline of the lock zone. Not just for maintaining your standing, but is there part of like a personal pride element that you want to finish in that lock zone?
Oh, I think for sure, right? Like, you want to play your best every week. And I think one element of LIV maybe underrated or understated is how competitive it is. And, you look at a leaderboard every week on LIV, and my gosh, I mean, look at not only the scores the guys are shooting, but who they are and the names and et cetera, right? So compared to other tours out there, our leaderboards have recognizable names from the top to the bottom, and really, really, really good players playing good on tough golf courses, right? So, you always want to do as best you can, right? No matter where you are, you want to move up. And obviously this is the last week to do it, and it's a big week to do it.
I mean, not much to add there. But yeah, this is probably the worst I've found myself going into the last week. And like I said, I take pride in how I play and how I hold myself up to my own standards, and I haven't really lived up to those. So I have one more week to kind of, just do what I need to do for myself first. And that's going to translate into everything else, how the team does, where I finish, in the top 24, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just trying to stay focused on what I need to do and let the results take care of itself.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead, John.
Bryson or Charles, this market is very underserved for pro golf. I don't think they've had an annual men's event here for decades. Just curious to your perspectives. How much do you enjoy coming to a new market, and do you feel like this is LIV's best domestic strategy going forward to maybe come to these areas that don't see a lot of pro golf?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that the markets that are starved for golf, we need to be more involved in, that want us as well. I think there's a community engagement level that needs to be had. The economic driver that we have this week is massive for this area, and we hope to continue to show that to new, unique markets. There's plenty of markets out there that would like to have LIV Golf because of the economic impact, and as well as numerous other things. But Indianapolis having an event here showcasing these great stars, this great talent, and an awesome venue is what's needed for the game of golf and for LIV, personally, in my opinion. We go back to pretty much the same places every single time, and it's when I was at the tour, we went back to the same places every single time, and now it's kind of cool how we're going into different markets, infiltrating, and feeling out different places because they're all starved of it, and it's time for the game to move to places that are starved. So I personally think it's great. I can't wait to see the crowds out here this week, see what they're all about, and honestly hope to give them everything they wanted and more. So I think it's LIV's definitely one of their best strategies to continue to go to these markets that are a little smaller and give them an opportunity to see what us top players in the world look like.
Yeah, I had dinner with Steve Hinkie last night, who obviously owns and developed the property, and to hear the history of it, then to hear the excitement that Indianapolis has and the people and the crowds we're going to get, I think it's incredible. I was told corporate hospitality sold out in 2 hours. I mean, that's really awesome, right? So it means we can build more. But hearing those things from the ownership, how excited they are, how excited the city is and the community, and that's really awesome. I think we're going to have a fantastic week of a lot of fans, a lot of that, and hopefully we keep coming back here because right now we haven't even played yet and the excitement's really high.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm here with CBS 4 and Fox 59 here locally. You guys have talked a little bit about the course and what you guys are looking forward to with the community. Have you guys gotten to see Indianapolis at all and kind of explore, what's around and hope to come back at all?
Well, I've been to the Indy 500, so I've been here. I've been to Carmel before. Big fan of St. Elmo's downtown and the shrimp cocktail. So, yeah, this is a cool spot. There's some great. I'm into my bicycles as well. Some great engineering around here, and we visited some of the bicycle companies and the OEMs in town. My takeaway from it though was the great people. I think it was like 400,000 people at Indy 500, and it was one of the most awesome experiences I've ever had. I'm a big fan of sporting events, and for me that was kind of a bucket list. But it was that ability to put that many people in one place and have a harmonious kind of experience. I don't think 200,000 of them watched a single minute of motorsport. I think what do they call that? Is it a snake pit or something in the middle? It's like a Skrillex concert going on down there. It was mad. But it was awesome. So this is, my golf knowledge around here is limited at best, but big fan of the town, big fan of the community.
Right, do we have any more questions? Go on, Mike. Bring us home.
Troublemaker.
No. I just was curious, Bryson. I'd like to get your take on Waco versus Rahm. Yeah. You've been chasing them all year?
Yeah. They've been playing some unbelievable golf at LIV, and I think honestly John's feet. I think he finished 11th was his highest finish. I kicked him out in Dallas, so I remember doing that. I was like, yes, none in the top 10. But his feat of not finishing outside 11th place in his entire career is quite honestly one of the best feats I've seen in a long time. Waco winning as many times as he has, another amazing feat. So there's been some incredible feats that have occurred for them to be where they're at. And I played some solid golf, not my best, but some really solid golf, and I got no chance to win. And so it's really impressive. The level of competition they bring to LIV is out of control. It makes it almost impossible for some guys. And so that's what we need. We need continued push by those guys at the top to showcase what the best in the world look like. And couldn't be more proud of those individuals for leading the way in that regard. And hopefully I can be at the top next year and give myself a chance. But what they're doing is great for LIV. It's great for golf. And honestly, I think whoever wins, I think I'm not going to say, but it's going to be an awesome feat and historical year for either one of those individuals.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Play well this week.
Thank you, guys.